Are you tired of playing by the rules? Tired of doing what you're supposed to when all you really want to do is burn the damn rule book and start fresh? I get it. I've done it more than once. And let me tell you, freedom tastes better than approval ever could. Welcome to Her Gypsy Rebel, the podcast for those who crave more creativity, more space, more of your own damn life on your own terms. I am Jacqueline Van Bierk, aka Pink Star, a musician, artist, traveler, and professional rule breaker, bringing you real, unfiltered conversations about reinvention, confidence, and making space for what actually matters. So grab a coffee, a tea, something a little stronger, because this is where the rebellion begins. Hello and welcome back to another Musicians Editions episode of Her Gypsy Rebel with your host Jacqueline Van Bierk. Today's guests I am so excited about, Matt and Heather from Dauzat St. Such an incredible duet. They've done so much and definitely one of the hardest working artists that I know of, and I am so excited for them to share their story with us. But before we get started, I wanted to let you know about my Radiant Rebirth online retreat that I'm hosting. It's a 4-hour retreat online via Zoom where I help you gain confidence again, reclaim your radiance and find your creativity again. Tap into your true power. Reconnect with your source, with your soul. So if you're interested in that, head over to pinkstarmusic.com, my courses, and you can sign up there and take advantage of the early bird special. But with no further ado, let's get straight into our interview with these two freaking amazing people, Heather and Matt. Hello, Matt and Heather. Oh my God, what an honor to have you guys. You know, I've been following you for so long. I've known you for quite some time, and you guys are just always going, always on the go. It's amazing. And, you know, Heather, I had you on the podcast, on the old podcast, and you were going through like a whole health thing. And I'm so, when I saw you guys just going on your tours and doing all this stuff, I just felt so happy for you that you're such a warrior queen, goddess and survivor and so strong. And Matt, you know, you're supporting her. So God, just tell us a bit about your story. Like, you actually had a band at some point, and you know, and then you decided to go do a duet, and it's been, I mean, it seems like ever since you started that route, it just you've become unstoppable. You've been just like taking off.
Yeah.
You know?
Thanks. Yeah, it feels that way. Yeah, like finally where we need to be.
That wasn't the intention, by the way.
No. So
the intention was this was going to be a side project. Because we had, like, as you were saying, we had Hydrovibe was our band, right? And Hydrovibe was like also a bit of a juggernaut. We were touring
a lot.
Yeah. And I think it was whatever year where the gas prices started going up, and so our band tours were kind of like a little fewer and farther between. And so Heather and I were like, well, we're always writing music. And so we had a lot of songs that just weren't right for Hydrovibe. And so we're like, well, maybe we'll do this like kind of a singer-songwriter duo thing and just do that in between Hydrovibe's tours. Dauzat St is the name. So Dauzat St, I think was born in 2015. I think
so. Yeah.
And it just took off. It was so it quickly became like the sole focus because it just had its own. It sprouted wings, and I think a lot of that's due to Rick Springfield. He kind of well, we played a show with him, maybe third show we did,
third
or
fourth
something.
show was with him. Yeah,
and he was just
your fourth show.
I think so. Yeah, it was in Reno. And he was side stage. I saw him like during the whole show. I could see his silhouette, and he was like digging it. And after the show, he's like, "God, I love what you guys do. I love your sound." And he said, "Anytime you want to play any of my shows, let me know." I was like, "I'll let you know right now. I want to play all of your shows." And he's like, "Okay, well, cool." So literally, we started jetting out with him just right after. I mean, it was kind of weekend warrior style. We would fly out with him on a Wednesday, play like 4 or 5 shows, and then fly back. He likes doing it that way because he likes his home time, because he stays so busy. He's like,
oh my gosh,
he's way too than we are.
if I can say this. So we're doing these Weekend Warrior shows. And, again, we would get in on like the Monday. Matt and I are exhausted. We're doing laundry, regrouping, ready for the next weekend. We go back out and we see Rick, like even maybe at the airport. And it's like, so what have you been up to? And he's like, well, I'm writing this screenplay and I redid the whole back video thing. And I did some new graphics. I recorded a new song. Yeah.
Like, dude, you need to settle down.
How?
With what energy?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. We cannot keep up with him.
Yeah.
So, but it's also inspiring, because then it's like, we got to work twice as hard and we've got to do more. And I love that. Anyone who can push us is just like gold stars in my book, and he's been incredible for that.
So that was the launch. That's why Dauzat St took off so fast. Is really, I mean, he played a huge role in that.
Yeah.
And we just never stopped since. We're constantly going. So we literally just did 18 shows in 18 days.
I was thinking, I feel that, I've seen Hydro Vibe and I've seen you as just the two of you. Yeah. And I have to say, when I saw Hydro Vibe, you guys are amazing. You rock, awesome.
Thanks.
But when I saw just the two of you, there was just something else going on. Like I was in tears, like your songs were so touching. It was somewhere in LA. And I was just like, oh my God. What is this? These guys are just, it's so deep. It's so soul connecting. There's just something so raw and stripped down and yet so full because you're both singing and, you both put so much energy into any show you do.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something magical.
Thank you.
Just the two of you. I have to say.
I'm loving it. I mean, at first it terrified me.
Yeah.
If you're out of breath as a singer, you have a whole rock band. It's like, well, there's a drum fill. I can take a breath, or like there's a whatever you can kind of duck in, with this. You're just out there completely exposed.
100%.
But I love it now because it's just, again, it pushes me. It's terrifying way possible to just go out there and do it. And I think there's something cool. Like we just came back, we did these big music festivals. And when we walk out and it's just two people, immediately everybody's just kind of like, all right, what is this all about?
And they were rock festivals too. We're talking.
Well, yeah. Hinder and Saliva.
12 Stones. It's all rock.
We walk out.
Yeah.
And then when we open our mouths and people just, oh. It's kind of fun to see the shock.
We always open our shows with an a cappella piece just to kind of make that statement.
Yeah.
And it definitely, if there's like chatter in the room, it shuts that down.
Yeah.
So that's a good way to start it off. And then we can go into our songs and people are just like focused.
That is so great point you're making because I feel sometimes I go and see an acoustic band and I just want to tell everyone, shut the fuck up. Like people talk over the band, I'm like, this is not background music. This is a band putting everything into it so that you're doing that. That is so freaking clever. So my question is, I've seen you and you're always, you're on while you're driving onto the next show, you're always announcing it. You're really active in social media. How does your voice stay in shape? What is your little ritual before the tour? I know Matt is always driving, usually, I guess.
Yeah.
And so, you're doing the promotion while he's driving. You're both like multitasking. But I mean, for me, I know that, I have a little ritual before I get ready for the show. I know that your vocals get stronger the more you sing, but you still have to be careful, right? Like, so what is your little ritual or big ritual that you do to keep your voice, both of you, in shape and to really, perform your 100%?
It's multi-tiered. So always we do vocal warm-ups. And in a perfect world, we would do them whether we have a show or not. It's like stretching and exercise. You don't just work out 2 days before a marathon, right?
Yeah.
So, we try to stay consistent with vocal warm-ups. In 2023, Matt started playing with Seal. And that's when he found out about the sing ring, Uvo, right? Sing ring,
Uvo, yeah.
Uvo. So we both got them, and basically it's straw exercises. You can use a plastic straw, but we bought OOVO.
Yeah, it's like a brass straw.
I wrote
but
it
has
down.
different. It has holes in it that you can change the amount of pressure. And that's what it's about is it helps the upward and downward pressure on your vocal cords. It kind of resets that. That's a game changer for me. For me, like talking too much before a show, that is the absolute enemy.
Yeah.
There's something about the way I talk. I will talk myself out of a voice. She's a little better with that.
But it's still, I've got to be really careful.
Same, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But yeah, if I can get all I have to do is the sing ring, and I will get enough voice back if there's a problem. So yeah, we do vocal warm-ups, and then sometimes a round of the sing ring. We just do our vocal warm-ups just with that apparatus.
With the sing ring. And I mean, you can hear it, like if I'm hoarse, I'm tired, I'll be talking and oh no, my voice isn't quite there yet. Do the sing ring, and all of a sudden the clarity, and you can feel it in your head and in your vocal cords. I mean, it really does repressurize. I don't know. It's magic.
You will love it.
You will definitely love it.
Wow. Thank you. I had no idea about that.
Yeah. I think it's just singring.com. But if you look it up, and they make one on a necklace. The only catch is Seal would have it on stage with him on a necklace. And so at first I was like, it was one of these runs of a lot of shows, and I had it up with me. I have just like the one that fits on your finger. And I started doing that after. I was like, why are you vaping? And I was like, oh.
Seal got that too.
It looks like a vape. Okay, never mind. This is only happening somewhere else.
Like, before the next song, Seal would come over to near my station, and he would sing the first line of it with the straw. And people are like, what is he vaping? I see, it's like, no.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the sing ring is great. And then, no talking. For me, ideally, if we have some sort of a green room space, that's nice, because I just like to kind of get in my own head space and calm breaths and visualize, okay, I'm going to get out there and it's going to be great. Versus like when you're scattered and you're trying to talk to people and then jump on the stage and I'm not prepared mentally.
Sleep is important.
Mm-hmm.
Prioritizing sleep. Just because our show is so vocal intensive, as you were saying, I mean, she's loud.
Yeah.
And so because she's loud, I have to match, so it's vocally intense. So, 8 hours of sleep, at least, if we can. That's hard to do on tour, but that matters a lot. And then obviously hydration, like constantly.
Lots of water.
Drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And not drinking whiskey is a good move. when possible.
Yeah, it never worked for me either. I'm like, when I'm on the
whiskey's
road,
terrible.
I can't drink.
Yeah.
Gotta be, everybody's different. There's rock stars out there that drink and smoke and they go on stage and do that thing.
Yep.
My body would be like, nope, we're not doing that.
Yep, correct. Yeah.
And knowing your body, knowing how you work and what your body needs, that is so important. Yep. What about exercise? Do you have time to do your yoga, or is there any specific things you do? Because you drive a lot, right? You drive usually from...
Driving tours, we actually do have a little more time, because we will get to a hotel room and we have this one girl that we watch on YouTube that we can do the hotel room exercises in the room, because I think staying fit is very important.
Yes.
We just do the high intensity interval training exercises.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of ours now is Body Fit by Amy.
Body Fit by Amy.
That's how we got started, as Amy.
Yeah.
And she became a fan of the band and started coming to our shows. But we do Body Fit by Amy religiously. But we just do the body weight exercises in the hotel.
Yeah.
She has a lot of body weight exercises. At home, it's a lot of weights and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we try to stay.
We definitely do. Yeah.
Because this is the shows that's a physical activity. We got to stay on top of it.
So I set up another workout when I was wearing my Apple Watch just while we were rehearsing, and I will burn 600 to 800 calories just rehearsing.
Yeah.
So but the flip side of that is, I don't care if you've eaten before, you play a show, you're going to be hungry. Mm-hmm. And then that's what I try not to do, is that eating at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that sucks.
On tour, That's the hard thing, eating right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat healthy.
Yeah. That it's hard on tour, to eat healthy. A lot of some of the venues, the menu's not much. It's sometimes bar food. So you're it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to get better the more and more time goes on. People seem to be a little more health conscious. So there's more,
more
available. But yeah, so definitely nutrition. This is all like not rock star sounding stuff at all.
I know.
I
We
always
like to
laugh
sleep, we eat right, do like exercises, right? There's no hookers and blow at all.
No,
It's hit exercises and blow.
I know, like everyone I've interviewed so far, like they tour all the time. One of my friends, John Siren, and he's a vegan, touring drummer, and he brings his own rice cooker, and then he makes, like he likes raw too. But I feel like sometimes when I'm getting off stage, I want something like, not a hamburger because I don't really like eating hamburgers, but something, like a little greasy. I don't know, like it's a fine line to find something that is healthy, but also
it's hard.
fulfilling. Yeah, it is.
It's hard.
yeah.
Yeah, especially if you drive another 4 or 5 hours. Also,
Right.
you guys are. How do you get along all this time? Because I remember, Jim and I, we were touring a lot, and once in a while, I mean, for the most part, because I think when you do what you love, you're in a totally different, you're in alignment. You're not coming home being like hating your job and being like, leave me alone. I need to just like decompress. So you kind of living the dream in a sense, but it's still, sometimes how do you manage every band, every relationship within a band, and especially when you are in a relationship and in a band, did you find ways to say, let's do a specific thing to communicate better or work through things?
Getting along, that's no big deal, but the fact that we're just two people, we have to wear all the hats.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think we even have time to think about how someone's communicating with us, because it's a lot of times like, oh no, we're almost out of merch. We need to do something quick. Or, hey, I need you to look this up really fast because I'm driving. It's really just kind of putting out fires. And before you know it, the tour's over.
Yeah, it's kind of like operating in triage.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is how you do it. But yeah, sometimes like, there's no problems, but sometimes you have to like remember, it's like if I say something from, this is the producer talking, or this is the tour manager saying, hey, we need to be here, at this time because of this, whatever it is. So it's just keeping the understanding that there's a lot of hats. She does a lot of, promo and just a lot of other things. So I have to remember like, which hat is Heather wearing when she's saying this?
So I guess we're really
we're in sync.
Compartmentalizing, like days off. We try to not that we get them often, but like, let's just go have fun. And that's when we can like be a couple and just relax. Any other day, it's just like, we are not in a relationship. We are business partners. Mm-hmm. And so I think that compartmentalization helps. And then, like learning over the years how to have thicker skin about, if he's like, you have like 10 minutes, you better get ready fast. Not that he does all of them. It's usually like that, like time management, Heather. Yeah. That makeup's got to go on now.
Yeah.
I know that it's just the tour manager telling me,
Yeah. Because as you know, there's a lot of moving parts.
Yes.
And so we have to keep an eye on every single moving part, or else there will be a failure somewhere, and that could be catastrophic. Yeah. So, and just with two people, that's tough. It's a lot. We're kind of like at our maximum with what we can really do.
I think almost beyond. Yeah. Because, you included, there were so many people where I was like, I was supposed to get back to so-and-so. Yeah. And it's like, by the time I'm thinking about it's usually like at 1 a.m. when I'm trying to go to sleep. And then I'm like, okay,
damn it.
Something's going to suffer.
Yeah. Totally get that. I'm totally getting that. It's prioritizing, I mean, you are mostly on tour, so I totally get that.
Mostly on tour.
I see you guys all the time. Yeah.
We need to build team. We need to start building a team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of slowly come together and organically, but right now we're still just two people. So, like booking, I do all the booking.
I was going to ask that next. So it's
a lot. So that's a full-time job. And so that takes me away from any of the creative. Yeah. We're kind of seem like we're behind on the creative because we have to book the shows. And then once we book them, then it's already time to do all the promotion for all the shows. And by the time you're finished with that, it's like rehearsal for the shows and then leaving.
Yeah.
So there's really not a lot of time. And we don't really write very well on the road. I don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. Like, I'm just kind of like on tour. I turn into a zombie, and you're kind of living the same day over and over.
Yeah.
And there's just not a lot of room creatively for me. I just don't really, I'm not feeling it as much. I might write some riffs and stuff like sound check. I'm constantly writing riffs and stuff, But if it's coming down to like getting into, melodies and lyrics, there's no way. My brain's fried,
Oh, I
at
get
any
that.
time. At any time on tour, brain's
Yeah.
fried.
Yeah.
So it's tough. If it was a different, I know some artists are in the tour bus and they have like a studio on the tour bus. I could see that. That could be cool. Rolling down the road and we're just like vibing, having a good time, making music. That would be cool. But we don't have that luxury, right? We got to kind of drive a little bit that night to get, on the way to the next thing, check in a hotel, try to get that sleep back out, So there's really no good time for not with this touring right now.
Not right
but we're
now.
getting there. We're seeing a lot of improvements. I would say this year has been a very marked improvement in like attendance, the quality of venues. Things are looking up right now. So we're
excited about that. Yeah.
Yep. That's why you see us hitting it hard too. Plus Heather had an injury that she had to have that surgery, the ACL repair and the meniscus repair.
Yeah.
So that put us out for a bit. It didn't put us out. It
nice.
just pushed everything off so that we're trying to like squeeze it all into this last little bit of the year. You breaking stuff?
Yeah, I'm breaking stuff. I'm like so cramped in my little studio here. I'm like always like, don't move that.
It looks cozy.
It looks cool though.
But it's dangerous with people who talk with their hands.
I know, right? No, I think it's incredible how you guys even do that. And maybe the universe was telling Heather, like, okay, you're gonna be like staying here for a minute.
I think so. Like, slow down.
Slow down for a second. And it's hard because I get that I always said with our Artist Daughter, I said, if I could go back in time and what I would do differently is stay on the road. Because when you just, do one little circle and people get to see you and then you disappear for a couple of years, nobody cares, because you it's not that they don't care about you, just like there's so much going on. Nobody's
out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah,
exactly.
In this world, right? When there's like so much information coming at you.
So much.
So it's hard. And once you lose that momentum, it's harder to get back on that track and get to where you were.
Yeah.
So we try to hit it hard. We take off usually in the winter. And so that's a time where we might be able to catch up on some writing and recording, hopefully. I'm trying to sneak in. So we're back out on tour. We're back in October 19th in Austin. So I'm trying to see if we could sneak in some recording time while we're here. Today was all about, we're doing promos. So we're doing all the promos for all the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But you're doing it. You know what I mean? I congratulate you for that because it's so easy to get off track, to get, sidetracked with unimportant things. But you guys are so focused that good shit's gonna happen, And when you say you're home, like, are you still in LA? Are you in?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in LA.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in our little North Hollywood studio talking.
Yay!
Yeah.
And where are you? We're in Michigan?
I am in Mackinac City. I'm like overlooking the Great Lakes at the moment at the campground.
Nice.
How north is that? I don't know.
It's all the way up. It's like where there's a Mackinac Bridge.
Okay.
And I'm like right before the Upper Peninsula. So.
And you're getting the northern lights now, right?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh.
gorgeous. It's beautiful.
We were hoping because we were just there in Michigan.
I know you were there when I was not there.
We were so hoping we could get some because we never seen the northern.
We
lights.
never have, but we were a little too far south and in larger cities.
Yeah.
So with the light pollution, we couldn't see it.
No, I know. It's so funny too because I saw him last night. I saw him the night before, but my phone sees it so much more than I do.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
It's crazy. I was like, oh my God, something is happening. I take a picture. I'm like, that's not what I see, but that's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen the photos. That looks cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, it is gorgeous here. If I had the perfect balance of being, that's why I just went to New York to play some shows with Anne Ash and stuff. And I was like, if I could be closer to a city, to just like have both. Like, I love nature, being out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
And at the same time, being close to where you can perform and do stuff,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the best of both worlds.
I think we get a taste of everything on tour.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys,
So we're
I love
like,
that.
we're content, right? We get all the things, even all the seasons,
Right.
So
Which
that's
is
cool.
nice.
Yeah,
Michigan is just gorgeous this time.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. Have you guys thought about getting like an RV or like a little mini bus, and then you could just stay in it? And You know?
RV. The only problem is that they do break down so often. Um, that's the only thing, and I do not know the first thing about working on those things.
Right, yeah. And that's the
That
last thing you
if
have time
somebody
for.
in the band knew how to do stuff, work on RV, that would, I think is great.
Yeah.
That is it's really
Yeah.
cool. But I mean, yeah, we during COVID we watched videos on the Sprinter van RVs, and we're like, oh, we gotta have that.
It's a Canadian company.
I can't remember.
I don't remember. I don't know how we got on it, but I mean, we watched it on YouTube, and then it kept feeding us more. And I said one night, it was like, you realize that the last 5 hours we've been watching this guy sell us RVs.
RVs, yeah. It's a Sprinter.
The sales guy is so good, but
they're so good. Those are awesome.
Unity.
Yep.
Unity.
Oh,
yeah, and they have these converted Sprinter vans with the Mercedes engines, and they look fantastic.
They should sponsor you guys. That'd be so
right?
awesome.
I know.
Because you're an actively touring band, you know?
I know.
So,
that would be cool. Yeah, so right now we're just doing hotels. We just stay in hotels every night. We're actually gonna buy we're gonna do the Soccer Mom tour.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a minivan, I believe.
Hybrid minivan.
The Toyota Sienna hybrid. We've been doing the hybrids from day one with Dauzat St. We started with
that's smart.
Ford Fusion hybrid, just to take gas out of the equation.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we've been in a Ford Escape hybrid, and we've got the Thule topper, so it's got all the merch goes up top.
Oh, cool.
Thule makes duffels, so it fits 4 duffels up top, and so it's like one of each shirt design.
Yeah.
And so there's no merch in the vehicle; it's all up, and then all the gear goes in the back and luggage, and that's been cool. But we're stepping up because Heather's stepping up the light show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's been doing more lighting design. We've had a light show this whole time, but she's got these cool 360 tubes that we're going to incorporate, and so it's a long case, and so that's why we got to get the minivan now.
Yeah,
but who knows? We might step up to the Sprinter. I mean, I think tour bus it's insane. It would be it's so expensive. I don't know at what point you do that when you could just get hotels. Mm-hmm. I guess it depends. If the tour required like overnight drives, then that's something we couldn't physically do and sing. We've been faced with a couple. Like we just did that arena tour with REO Speedwagon, and there were 2 shows back to back where it was a bit longer of a drive. I was like worried about it. Yeah. It was a bit of a stretch. And then on the Pat Benatar tour, there was a 16-hour drive, but we had a day off.
Oh, good.
Luckily, so we could we had to haul ass after Buffalo, New York. We had to drive to Lincoln, Nebraska was the next show.
Yeah.
So we after the show we sold merch and we're like, see you guys, and we had to make a little drive, and then we had a long drive the next day, and then still a little bit of a drive to play that last date. So luckily we've not had any big issues, but that's something that would definitely come up.
It will, yeah.
And then we'll have to figure that out. I don't know what. We'll probably just hire you to come out and drive us.
There you go.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, right? No, I just think it's, what we talked about earlier. It looks so glamorous, right? But there's a lot of blood, sweat, tears, sleepless nights and logistics that go on behind the scene when you're not on stage. And for you to do that, I mean, again, you put on the show like you got like a freaking team behind you, helping you do all that, and you doing that all by yourself. Wow, that is so impressive, and it really, shows just your dedication and commitment to your craft and to your life's work. Because, I mean, how cool is it, though? Because you could say, you know what, there's no opportunity. Nobody is calling us to book our tour, or, a show for us. So we're just going to go and get a 9-to-5 somewhere and be miserable and, make this a side thing. No, you're all in. And I think that's why all these, I mean, how did the SEAL opportunity line up, All these things just happen.
Yeah, it's all visibility, right? I mean, you put yourself out there, the more opportunities come. And so that's exactly how the SEAL thing came. I mean, literally, he hired me, no audition, just straight from Dauzat St performance videos. Literally, that's how that happened. Yeah. And that's how Heather got the job, being the backing singer later. Yeah. He didn't need to audition because he already seen, what we can do. And so, yeah, it's just putting yourself out there and always showing up, and giving 100%. That's the only way we know. But yeah, there's, from the very bottom of the touring to the very top of the touring, which we've seen all the whole gamut. There's plenty of inglorious moments, like inglamorous, moments. It's you have to love it. I mean, for us, that's been our very existence since we were like teenagers. We started touring together.
Yeah.
So,
and we just love it. Like, when we did last year, the arena tours with REO Speedwagon, we walked in and people are moving and they're putting a stage up and they're, gears being rolled out. And I was like, I feel at home here. There's just something about it that just
it's a good chaos.
Yeah. It's where I feel at home, where other people could be like, they're in there like, oh my gosh, I don't like any of this. This is chaos. It looks dangerous. I'm out.
Yeah.
So I think it is a lot of like,
it's like
we just love it
in a hive of bees, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people wouldn't dig that.
Yeah. Well, being on the road, we've seen that. We had taken out people to help with merch, and it just, for lack of a better term, broke them.
Yeah. This life is not for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't know where you're going to be the next day, which, you either thrive on that or it's just terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we love it.
But yeah, we do. And so, I guess that's partly why, we're not waiting around for the opportunity. It's more like, I want that. I'm going to do whatever I have to get there.
Yeah.
And just make it happen. And we've always like held ourselves to the highest standard. Even back when we were first starting out, it's like, we're not just this local band. We're going to put on a professional show. We're going to act professional. We're going to project that we're professional. And so that's, I think, what we've always held ourselves accountable to, just be the best level of, whatever we can be.
I don't think we've had like a concise plan for any of this. Honestly, I think we're just, be the best we can be, constantly show up and give our all, and then just kind of be fluid for whatever comes. Right. We try to stay fluid. Back in our earlier days, mostly with like the early days of the band, we were not as fluid because we were like, we want to get to here and we'll do whatever we have to get to here. And sometimes like life will put a roadblock in your way. And sometimes all you gotta do is take a little lateral step one way or the other to get around it. But no, we wanted to break through it. And usually that never yielded great results. Almost always disappointment.
Yeah. If we say, if there's a speed bump, that means that's like a roadblock. It's telling you, don't go here. The road's flooded or whatever's on the other side. So
clear signs.
Move.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what we've learned, is just
roll with whatever punches
and trust the process. Yeah.
Oh God, I love that so much. It's so true and that's, I think, the big advantage of just the two of you. Because when you have a band, and I remember with Otto's Daughter, it was like, 5-6 people in the band, and in the van, and somebody's getting pissy because they're tired, they're hungry, they need to go to the bathroom, they just have their needs, or they're just in a bad mood, and can't blame them because everybody's has their own thing. But it, like you guys said, it's not for everyone. Some people just don't like being on the road for a long time because they're like, I just want to be in my bed, I want to be in my house, So I just went on 3 shows, and it reminded me. I was like, you got to be so flexible, because sometimes you show up at a club, sound guy's not there, or the sound is shitty, or the band before you, you didn't know about the band before you, and then you have to accommodate and always be a team player. And I think you guys have really, adapted to that, whatever happens, like you said, trust process, and whatever happens, just like we showed up at a club one time with Otto's Daughter. They did not even have a PA. And we're like, all right, good thing we got our PA as our monitor system usually, but it's our PA now. So like being prepared is also so important, right? What is one of the stories or moments do you remember thinking, what the fuck?
Well, the first thing that came to mind with what you said, remember we played in Battle Creek, Michigan. Sound check, note 1, PA blew out.
Oh yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
And God. Like, okay, you got no PA. I was like, well, no, it's fine. Flip the monitors. We don't need a monitor tonight. Just flip the monitors. We'll do a show, and you figure it out, just like what y'all did.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Until she said that.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, we already did this too. I think, yeah, you have to be fluid and just roll with whatever punches of the day, because there are punches every day, and it's creative problem solving, right?
Right.
And it's a different problem every day.
Yeah, like you're dealing with other bands. Does the band go on too long, and now you have to hurry up and scramble to cut your set, or do they leave too early, and you're like, oh, we got to throw some more in to like fill the time. You just never know,
And I think, like, at the end of the day, we always say, like, there are no bad days on tour.
Right.
It's like, hey, today might not have been as good as yesterday, but we're still out here on tour. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right? There are no bad days on tour. There's external life stuff that can happen. You can have some sad days, but typically, it's a good day. You can get on stage and you can do your thing that you were sent here to do. That's a good day.
Yeah.
No bad days on tour.
Absolutely. Love that. What's one of the funniest moments you've experienced this year? Was there like a show where you just I always like those stories. Like sometimes there's like funny stuff happening.
Well, I would say in continuous of there's no bad days on tour. One time, so I had some health issues going on with some family members. We're out on tour, and I was dealt like a few blows in a row with some just some family health stuff, and because you're on tour, life is happening outside of that little bubble of tour. We tend to forget. But anyway, so I was down. I was pretty down, but it's the same deal. The show must go on, right? So we're doing the show, and we're doing a song that was particularly, I would say, bittersweet, kind of, and so I was kind of like in my feels, and I look over at Heather. She's singing, and she looks like she's doing the pee-pee dance, like she's just doing this little wiggly thing, and I'm like, what is this?
It was very inappropriate for the song.
And I looked down at her boots. So earlier in the day, she had on her high top Docs, and she broke the zipper, I think.
Yeah.
And so to improvise, she used a paper clip to she
zip
had a
up
zipper.
the boot,
And that paper clip somehow clipped its way through the other zipper of her boot, and she was trying to get it untangled as she's trying to sing this song. And I'm just like,
my feet together.
I'm just dying at this point, laughing. Like, what the hell is this?
Yep.
And it was exactly what I needed in that
God.
moment to get me through,
To help him get through the song.
just to give that little bit of comedy.
Yeah.
That's always kind of ever present.
Yeah. And I think we do that. And that, touring, you had mentioned earlier about the last time I was on your show, and touring is what got me through cancer, because you don't know what tomorrow's going to hold, and you got to find a way to laugh, or else you're going to be so angry at whatever, or like
the lessons of the road.
The lessons of the road
was the roadmap for her.
Yeah, I was like, all right, we're going to get through this, and like, we're going to find something to laugh about. We're going to find something to just be proud about, and just who knows where this is taking us. But yeah, we've had lots. And then there's the touching stuff, because in this last tour, we've gotten to do a lot of all ages shows, and kids and old people are really going to always be brutally honest, because they have nothing to lose, right? And in Michigan, there was this one girl, her mom was a longtime fan of ours. And then the little girl, she was singing all the lyrics right in the front row, singing her heart out. And I loved it. And then it was like, they were like, well, tell her what you're going to be for Halloween. And she said, I'm going to be you, and my little brother's going to be Matt. And that's when you're just like, any bad day, you think of that. And you're like, I'm inspiring that next generation.
Yeah.
And then up in Santa Barbara yesterday or day before yesterday, our videographer, dear friend of ours, came up with his little boy. And, we're playing.
How old he is?
I don't even know, like maybe 2.
Yeah.
Little.
Yeah.
And we're playing, and at the end of every song you hear, yay, and then the clap. And then afterwards he came up and he was like, he tells me, thank you for singing to me. And he ran over to Matt and he's like, thank you for the music.
It's like, wow.
And we're like, that's the most pure and beautiful thing ever.
Yep.
Thank you for the music.
Awesome.
So any hard days, you remember those things, and it's like, wow, that's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
beautiful. You
Yeah.
know, I also feel that we live in this world of AI and everything is like online, and it's so easy to get, caught up in this negativity and this. I watched a bunch of stuff, and then, but before I went to New York, and I was just like, oh God, I'm so glad I'm not, in the city and I'm just in the middle of nowhere. And then when I was in the city, I realized, I'm like, real life is beautiful. People are so beautiful. Like there's a lot of goodness. The world online makes the world look so dangerous and scary,
Yeah.
when in reality, we are so much more alike than we think. And we're not as divided as we are online. It's just so beautiful. And I think music, especially, gives people a reason to unite and to come together and really just like get their feels out and get, escape. So
Yeah.
I feel that. How do you feel about that? I think the value of live music is just going up because that no AI can't fake that shit. Like that's,
We
Right.
you know what I
still
mean?
are.
There's all
I
these
think.
fake bands out there on
Yeah.
Spotify and stuff, but when you guys are on stage, it's and even you sing a wrong note, it's like, yes, they're live, that this is real life. You play how do you feel about that?
So I know. So we are really involved on the social media with our fans, like on a personal level. I mean, and plus we meet like probably almost
Yeah.
every CD we've sold is come with a handshake or a hug. I mean,
Right.
it's like we are on first name basis with a lot of the fans. And so I was thinking about this at one of our shows. Especially we have a song called Common Ground, and we wrote that a long time before we were watching on the socials. We were watching the people get divided. I mean, we're talking pre-COVID.
Yeah.
We noticed this, like, this sucks. These people need to understand that we have so much more in common,
Yes.
and it's hard because you're seeing that divide online, but it's not real. We know that because we probably slept on these people's couches. Like we know these people. We stayed in your house. We broke
Right.
bread together. But anyway, one of our shows recently, like since everybody's so vocal online about their politics, like, and we were playing a room, and I was like, man, since I know these people, I can see them, and I know that 50% of them are on this side of the political, and they online they're like this, but they're all right here having a
Yeah.
good time. They're singing along,
Yeah.
and they were feeling it, and it's like that's because music brought this together, and it's a beautiful thing. But then they go back to their spaces, and they're back on the computer, and it's like I hate that, but the music definitely unites, and we see it. And
Yeah.
that night I was like, man, because I knew it was 50%,
Right.
but like in person they are not divided.
No.
Everybody's hugging each other and like having a great time. So I don't know where we go from this. I mean, like, you can't put a genie back in a bottle.
That's the hard thing.
So I don't know. All I know is we keep preaching our thing night after night. And we're preaching unity and have been this whole time. I mean,
And I think that if people were to step back and realize that, so there's this theory. I'm not going to get into all of it because I'm sure it's like conspiracy theory deeper, but part of it makes sense. Once advertising kicked in on the internet, and then the bots kicked in, so they say that the internet, as it was in its pure form back in the day, is actually just kind of dead. And now it's mostly just bots feeding you what they think you want to see so that you will buy whatever product or do whatever thing or sign up for whatever service. It's just we're caught in this feedback loop of advertising, and it makes sense. Like I'll click on something and then he's like, oh, you must have been looking for whatever because I'm seeing it now because we have the same internet. And I'm like, well, that's just terrible. Sometimes I'll try to wipe it out or purposely log out and clean cookies to see what else am I going to see different. And I think if people realize that it's all self-fulfilling. And one of the things I learned, again, to keep bringing up cancer, but like we were going to radiation, driving all the way across LA every morning. And instead of saying this terrible, this sucks, I mean, this, commute with all these people every morning, we were like, wow, it happened to be during the time when there was a monarch butterfly migration, and we would never have seen it.
We
would have been
of these butterflies
asleep or, on our side of the valley, but we're driving and there's millions of butterflies flying. Like it looked like trash, like paper. And you're like, those are all butterflies. It was the coolest thing ever. And so we were like, we would never have seen it if it weren't for that. And so we're having this great drive, and we pull in and we find a parking space, and we're waiting at the elevator. And this other woman walks in, and she's all frazzled, and she's like, I couldn't find a parking space, and I got all lost, and these parking garages are crazy. And I went down this thing and it was broken, and oh my God. And she was having the worst day. And the thought popped in my head, and I was like, whatever you're looking for, you're going to find. We were looking for the miracles. We were looking for the joy and the beauty in the world, and we found it. She was looking for how miserable this was, and she found it. And so again, to that idea, if we all just get off the internet, we're going to realize that there is so much more out there. I mean, and it's a necessary thing. Without the internet, we couldn't reach people and tell them we're coming to your town. And, we run the ads just like everybody else, but we realize it's just a tool. Yeah.
Some people base their whole identity off of some of the things that are going on their pages, and it's really wild. And I hate seeing it. Again, I don't know what you do about it. I don't know how that gets better.
No,
I really don't know. We actually were hopeful when COVID came along, because we were like, finally a common enemy that we can all get together and battle. And then that got politicized somehow too. Like, it's insanity. It's really frustrating to see. But yeah, I don't know what to do, but
I don't know. And I worry that like it's probably lowering our lifespan.
I'm sure it is.
I know science is saying that, looking at all these, people now we've all been trained to not want more than about 15 seconds before we're already swiping. And it's creating its own form of ADHD. And now, and they're saying, like, we're not building core memories anymore. And their doctors are concerned that they're going to start seeing dementia in people in their 40s and their 30s. Just like it used to be, you were old when you got cataracts. And my eye doctor, I've got terrible vision. And I go to my eye doctor long ago, told me, she said, we're seeing people in their 40s and 30s getting cataracts from staring at screens all day. So who knows, we're like in some ways devolving because of this. I don't know.
Frightening.
So we're just going to be playing shows.
AI can't replace our live show. No, AI will not be replacing what we do.
That's what I mean, because I think even like an AI artist was on a #1 Billboard or some crazy stuff. Like, I'm like, what? How is this happening?
It's crazy.
I mean, as a musician, I feel it's hard enough, right? It's hard enough to be a musician, sustaining yourself, just doing music full time. And I'm so happy you guys are doing that. But I know that a lot of people are struggling, right? So now you have the AI come in, and Spotify is definitely not our friend, because they encourage that, because then they make more money, right? They're already stealing from us. That's why I think live music and being, and I think you are doing your part. You guys are definitely doing your part by traveling, showing up, and also people seeing, like, when you're on social media and I see you guys, oh, we're off to go to this show now, versus like, oh, we're playing tonight on TikTok, which I see a lot of people do. And I thought about it. I'm like, that's kind of a cool way to maybe build a following, but nothing beats a real life in person. And for me, it was therapy to just be in New York and to go in the subway, because I was like, I'm never ever going to go in the subway again. I was like, so scared. I'm like, what's going on? What's happening to me? This is not who I am. And so it was good. I think especially kids coming up to you, thanking you for the music.
That was awesome.
Of course, it also has to do with the parent, but I think that if parents are being cautious of it and aware of it, and even us adults, I see so many people just constantly, I mean, they walk in the streets just on their phones. I'm like, what the fuck? Just get off your phone and look at the beautiful trees, the flowers, I mean?
It's the worst in airports.
The birds. I know, nobody wants to talk. So it's like, I don't know. I just make it a point, and I love being the RV life. What I love is like seeing families coming here and kids like climbing on a tree, and I'm like, yes. Yes, I do feel, though, I have hope. I will say that, because I feel that there's a lot of light workers talking about, coming together, and just, I think people are slowly, hopefully realizing that this whole, we are just being, little
manipulated.
Manipulated nonstop, and that in reality, let's all stick together, do what we love, because that's at the end of the day, that's all you can do. You can just follow your dream, your passion, and influence the circle you are in, and that will have an effect, you know. And again, what you guys are doing is just amazing. I think that's just so awesome to not let anything, because the music industry, it's so hard. And if you have a label, you know, they give you an advance and people think, oh, I got all this no, that's a loan. That's not your money.
Right.
And you know, and then they spend it on all kinds of things, while you guys just really, yes, it's hard work, but the reward is also you getting it all. You know what I mean? It's what you putting in, you're getting back out, and it's not always maybe 100% awesome, but it's still better than sitting at home or doing something you absolutely don't even like. You know, that's not in alignment.
We're in a really good spot. I think we're
amazing.
We can rely on all the years of work prior to this to bring crowds to venues.
Yeah.
So we're in a good spot. We can count on that. So we can book, you know, tours and go out and make a living doing it. So it's definitely a good spot. And the AI stuff, honestly, I'm just kind of embracing some of it. I'm using AI now to route some of the tours, because that used to take a long time, you know, coming up with the drive. So now all I have to do is go into like Gemini or whatever and say, you know, book a tour from this city to this city. I don't want any drives longer than X, whatever variables, and it'll just spit out the whole tour routing.
Amazing.
And it'll give me the venues, recommended venues.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And like that.
Yeah.
So now that saves like hours and hours of time, and any time that I can save, then I can spend that on the creative part. So that's where I'm trying to use AI for, you know, whatever we can that might assist some of the mundane tasks.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's becoming helpful to us. We're trying to get a little more organized and higher tech about these things.
Yes.
But anything to streamline our business. At some point, we're going to need to build a team. But until that time, we're just trying to be as smart as we can.
Yeah, and it has to be the right team, because you guys are so, you know what you want, you know, it has to be someone who knows more.
Very difficult.
And adds.
Because as you see, we're like a freight train, right? And so there's been plenty of times where managers were like, I love what you're doing. I love everything about it, you know, and they jump on that freight train, and then they're like, holy crap, this freight train is not stopping. So they end up jumping right back off. 9 times out of 10, that's what happens when a manager jumps on. They're like, you know, a lot of times so for example, like, you know, a manager jumps on the freight train, and all of a sudden we get our REO Speedwagon tour, right? And the manager's like, well, what am I even doing here? If you can do that, like, you don't need me, jump off the train. Yeah. But we do need, you know, some assistance, right? Because we're maxed out for two people. We're maxed out, and I think, unfortunately, I'm more the business side than the artist, and so I'd like to skew the other direction at some point. A good booking agent would help, but you know, that's a tough game. I don't know if you booked your stuff. It's a tough game, and that's a full-time job. Yeah. And it's commission based, so you know, we have to be making big money for that to be even an interesting proposition. So we're almost there. We're in a good spot, and I feel like we will be onboarding some good team members soon. But yeah, for right now, we're just trying to use AI to help streamline and be as effective as we can.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, ChatGPT and I are besties, you know.
Yep.
When I have problems, I'm like, hey, what do you think I should do?
It's genius. No, it's genius.
Yes. And I think if you use it for good, you know, for good stuff and to help you ease your workload, why not? That's smart. That's actually extremely smart than struggling. In terms of, you know, you've done this for 10 years now. What do you feel has changed the most? Like, for example, are you selling more vinyls or t-shirts versus CDs? Because, you know, every laptop has like 0 CD
Yeah, definitely less CDs.
Less CDs. We have some because we went to Americana Radio and you had to send CDs out. So we still have a lot.
We sell them.
But we do, I think that's picking back up. I think because I'm seeing a push for, since vinyl became popular, and then people are just like, I want to have something tangible. You know, I want to, even if it's like, oh, I stream you guys, but I want to support and I want that autograph. You know, maybe one day we'll do vinyl, but it's kind of hard when you're, you know, flying. We've been doing fly dates, and that would just, there's no way.
It's hard.
You know, but CDs, you know, I think merch overall is going up. I feel like, you know,
well, like so 2018, we did the Pat Benatar tour. We were selling 200 to 300 CDs every single night. That's awesome. Big.
Yeah. Big numbers.
Now, you know, if we sell
20,
30, 40, we're like, oh,
that's pretty good.
You know? And it's still pretty good.
It's still pretty good,
back in the day, like Hydrovibe, we're like, you know, 20 to 30, 40 CDs a night. That's really good.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's a huge drop off. Is the CDs dropped off? They are picking.
They're slowly picking back up.
We saw more on this tour.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's hard to say. We noticed, I guess, because maybe gas prices have come down or because the economy is a little stronger. People are driving again. They're seeing us in multiple states, which is great.
Nice.
That's true.
And that's fun because then it's like, that it changes the dynamic of the show because it's like, well, the other night, and you can kind of, you know, like you see them and it makes it fun, you know, when you see the same people at multiple shows. So
and
that's
we saw
an
that
indicator.
In kind of a heyday of the band touring,
right?
Where we would see the same faces drive to several shows, and that stopped when the gas prices went up, and that's when Dauzat St kind of that's where we launched. So we're kind of seeing now
finally,
where that was, and I don't know. It's got to be gas prices, economy stuff. I don't know, but it's good.
Yeah,
I mean, all signs right now, I would say like are good.
Great. We're doing really well.
You know, if somebody's listening right now that's in the touring business, I would say at our level, things look great. Like we're doing great. I understand bigger artists are in a little bit of trouble because of the ticket prices, the fees and stuff. That's scary. Yeah. So I know some of those are kind of hurting, but at our levels, things are looking really good. Crowds are up.
Yeah.
You know, it's good.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What was one of the shows where you were just, please pinch me? This is real.
Well, okay. For me, it was Bozeman, Montana. We played with REO, and you know, when you're the opener for those kind of things, you get your 4-song power set, like 20 minutes, and we had timed it out. We had it set perfectly, and we did 3 of our originals, and then we would end it because it's, you know, bands that had big hits in the 80s, and so we would always end it with a song from the 80s.
Yeah, we always make a joke, you know, we don't have any hits from the 80s, so we have to borrow one.
Yeah. And so we would do Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time. And, you know, because people, they recognize it. And then that's something for them a catalyst for them to say, okay, I get it. I know that, you know, you guys are good because I know this song. But it's also, it brings them right back into that moment when that song was huge, right? And so that night during the bridge, I just said, let me see those lights. And thousands of people and all of their cell phones came out. Because like the 2 nights before, I'd see a few people starting to do their cell phone like that, you know. And so for whatever reason, I just said it. But it was the best. And we have it on video. We're going to have to put it out on a reel one day. Because that moment, I think I floated off the stage. Because it's like amazing to say like, let me see those lights. And then it was like fireflies.
Boom.
All the way around. And what's cool is some girl put her story up from her perspective in the middle of the floor seating area. And she's spinning around going, look at this. And all the lights were coming up.
Beautiful
it was just a moment.
Yeah.
And that for me was just like crystallized. Like that's,
I'm gonna say that's probably my top 2.
It was
from all the shows like that. That was it. That was like a moment. It's like, okay,
that was powerful.
That's Arena Heather doing her
right.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But then like, you know, we've had these, like we've been in listening rooms and I love listening rooms. Not only because it's where we shine. You know that the people are there because they want to hear the music, whether they know you or not, and they're going to give you a chance. And
Deadly silent and glued.
right.
To,
I mean, it's those kind of things. And so when you're connecting and our voices match up and just become one, and then I'm looking out, and you even mentioned it happened to you, like people are crying. That's a powerful moment because it's something bigger than you, and you're just like the conduit for this beautiful moment. And that's what I live for.
Yeah.
Those kind of times.
Amazing. You guys are magic. So I always ask my guests, what is one of your pet peeves? And I love it. Everybody's always like,
Is this like in general, like in life in general, or
in general,
music related?
In general, like something that you go, oh, and someone.
Oh, when somebody drives with their blinker on, she hates it. We'll be on the road. I'm like, come on, turn left. I don't know why that bothers. It's like this OCD in me that just like that would be one of mine.
What are my pet peeves? Oh, walking behind somebody that's a slow walker. I can't do it. So I'm like the happiest go lucky, but like if I get stuck behind somebody walking slow, I will go out of my mind. I don't know why. It's an anxiety thing for me. Like I have to walk fast.
He's a fast walker. So this is the funniest. I always laugh because it's that if you were to, let's say you're sitting in a cafe out on a street on the sidewalk and we come by, you will think we're having the biggest argument because he's walking fast, like half a block ahead of me, and I'm just walking to catch up. And it's not. It's just I can't keep up. He walks fast and that's just his thing. And I walk fast, but he walks faster, fastest.
I don't think about it. I'm just going.
It's the funniest. But you'll also know if there's people that haven't walked with us before, because I'm the one who knows where we're going, and he's way ahead. Usually I'm like, Matt, come back. It's over here.
Yeah.
And everyone's following him because he's walking. It looks like he knows he's walking with purpose. He's walking fast. He doesn't know where he's going.
No, I'm literally just walking. Like if you don't tell me, I'll just walk.
Yeah. So it's pretty funny. But yeah, that's his anxiety is like the slow walkers.
I can't do it. Can't deal with it.
And airports lately, it's been that way.
That's
People are walking across the whole thing and you've got like a guitar and suitcase. And I've got 2 suitcases and a merch suitcase. And we're trying to make it through. And he clipped somebody the other day.
I got him good.
The band, he didn't judge how far his suitcase was.
He deserved it.
You got like 10 minutes to get to your freaking plane. You're like,
Right.
Get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah.
He just misjudged and he came back in too soon. And the guy tripped. And I just pretended I didn't know Matt and kept walking.
Keep going.
Far enough ahead. I was like, man, you totally clipped that guy.
And I didn't know. I thought he hit me. I had no idea. I thought he hit my suitcase. I didn't know.
Oh, well.
I'm just walking. I'm just walking.
He took it. He took it like a champ. I will say that. Much props to that man. He just tripped and kept going.
Apologies. Walk faster.
I'm the same. I always walk really fast. I always feel bad, like for everybody who walks with me. They're always like, "Where you go? Can you wait?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
And I'm not in a hurry to go anywhere.
No, I know
at all.
Yeah.
That's just my speed.
Right.
And if I get trapped behind somebody, I can't deal with it.
I remember I was embarrassed. I tend to do the same. Like I got so embarrassed. I was walking into a store and I'm just walking in and the girl goes, "Wow, you're here for a purpose." And I was so embarrassed. I was like, actually, I was just shopping, but okay. I thought I was like casual, but I was I think it's the lean. I'm going somewhere, people.
Let's go.
Let's go. I know.
Right.
I know. Yeah. If you're going, just go. If you're relaxed.
Do we learn about
relax.
your pet peeve?
Yeah. What is your pet peeve?
I think people just, I don't like when people lie, when they say stuff and then they don't do it. I'm like, because I'm like a little kid. I'm like, you just said we're going to do that and now we're not. So now I'm upset. I don't know. I'm unlearning to have expectations of people that just say things and then they don't do it.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of my biggest ones. I want to say also people that are late, but I am late sometimes also. But I'm not when I really have to be somewhere. If I have to be at a rehearsal space, I'll be there. Or like if, if we have lunch or dinner or whatever, then I'll be there. But certain things, we go into the city. I'm like, yeah, it's no big rush. It's like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So you like follow through. That's you.
Yeah.
I like follow through. Yeah.
Yep.
And
like
it's
that.
interesting too because I don't follow through. Like for example, on my songs, like I have so many songs that are still unfinished.
That's
And-
different.
Oh, yeah.
That's different.
Maybe
That's just
That's
an
the
artist
artist
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's because
guess.
that's because you're producing it. You're self-producing it.
It's-
We're the same way.
Same.
Like I'm awesome at starting a lot of things.
Yes.
Finishing the stuff.
And then you go in. You guys do that, and I go in, and I'm like, I have all these songs, and no, I'm not into that anymore. That one, no. But I don't want to start something new.
Yeah.
It takes me a minute to get to a song where I'm like, okay, I could probably work with that.
Yeah.
But
Self-producing can be a curse. It's
Yeah.
Yes,
a
I
blessing
agree.
too, but it can be a curse.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
On certain songs that are just stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
We've got one that we're about to re-record, I think for the fifth time.
Fifth.
Just because it isn't
It was
there.
the BPM, and then it was the key, and I think finally now he's landed on a different instrument.
It's a vibe thing.
Yeah,
So
because something just wasn't right. But I think the good thing about that is that we all know not to just put anything out. Because some
Yes.
people don't self-produce or self-critique, and so then they're just like, hey, and it's like, ooh, that really wasn't finished.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're all kind of like, it has to be perfect.
that's the curse about like, I'm the producer and this is our studio too. There's no clock ticking per se.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can re-record something 5 times because it didn't cost us thousands to do it every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a curse, but I'm trying not to operate that way. I mean, this song, it deserves another go. So
Yeah.
it's going to get another treatment. And this time it's going to be right.
Yeah.
And we will finish it and we'll
Yeah.
put it out. At least the song's written.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
the structure's there. Everything's fine. We just got to get the right vibe and then we will have a release.
Yeah.
But we've been touring on this song for a while. So we like to road test songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because we learned that with Hydrovibe in the very beginning. Hydrovibe had a set of songs and we recorded an album. And then we hit the road and then came back and was just like, yeah, scrap that album. Because those songs grew on the road. There's now these moments and just it matured. And so now we try to road test songs as much as we can instead of just like recording them right after you write them. We like to try to road test them because
It's a little more difficult
There's
because
a-
you're like, I've got to remember that where the tambourines are and the lyrics, and it's not really locked in yet. But
Well, I think that
You learn.
playing your songs in front of crowds offers a different level of accountability. Where as you're playing it, you can feel it's like, oh yeah, that part wasn't quite right. We should do
right,
little tweaks, right? Because you kind of feel it
Yeah.
coming from the audience or whatever. So that's a good way to work out little
Mhm.
quirks in the song.
And sometimes the audience will surprise you, like, wow, they were really getting into whatever part, and then you like, okay, well then let's develop that more, and then it becomes a thing.
And most of the time, we're honest with them. We just tell them, "Hey, we're actually testing this out. Let us know what you think.
Yeah,
We're not sure of this BPM. How did it feel?" And
we actually in West Virginia, we had somebody say, I think that was 133 BPM, and it felt right, and we're like, oh,
Yeah.
they knew, yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not let them in on that
Yeah.
experience? Right? We're all. It's a bit of a collective, right?
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
like
that's so
our-
cool. That's so special
Yeah.
because then they
Yeah.
know, hey, we heard it when it was not recorded yet.
Yeah. The feedback
That's-
is cool.
And feedback,
It's
like
helpful.
Burn, our most recent single that we're streaming, there's a whole moment where we go like to halftime. And that happened because we were like, we're trying something new here. And we did it that night. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, that was great, that moment. And we're like, okay, cool, it's staying. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, we've gotten where we just let them in on that the
Yeah.
whole process. Why not? I mean, it's cool. Like a lot of times we don't have all the answers, and
Right.
they're the only thing that matters, right? If they say it's good, that's really what
Mhm.
matters. So
Like to put it in corporate terms, they are our shareholders.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what keeps us,
Mhm.
able to do this.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, why not let them in on it? It's
I
fun.
love that. And I think it's so cool when sometimes you record a song and then live like you said, it kind of evolves a little bit, and you do certain different things, and you go, "Oh my God, now it feels right."
Yeah.
You know, so that makes so much sense, actually.
Songs settle in like that. They want to
Yeah.
be played live,
They
Yeah.
you know,
do.
and they'll find their own sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I could talk to you guys forever, especially about the process, recording. And when you write songs, is it usually you have a concept, or it just, oh my God, I have this idea, you know, or you just write sometimes music, or you already have the melody, the words, or does
Yes.
it? I guess it depends.
It depends.
The answer is
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. We've done all of the above.
All of it, yeah.
I mean, I think the vast majority start with Matt having a guitar because, you know, for those of you out there who've never had a person in the household who plays guitar, I'll find guitar picks in the dryer. I'll find guitar picks near the plants, all over the house.
Constantly
He's
playing
constantly playing guitar. So, you know, he'll play. And sometimes it's like, I'll come in from the other room. No, that's cool. What is that? He's like, I'm writing it. Keep going. You know, or,
Voice recorder.
hey, I have this. Yeah. Other times I'm driving and then I'm like recording it on like my watch or my phone really fast and then send it to him, you know, just wherever it takes us. And we do try, we learned that with Hydra Vibe, let the song write itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had a song, fan favorite, Savior, that Hydra Vibe had, and we almost didn't write it. It was like, I don't know, like, this is what we keep hearing, but I don't know, like, should we write this song? Should we? And it was like, you know what, let's just try it. And everyone loved it. And so now we know it's like if that's what you're hearing, that's what the song wants you to do, then respect the song and just go with it.
We try to stay out of our own way.
Yeah.
Like that seems like the best method. Just get out of our own way and just let that song come into the world how it wants to come into the world.
Yeah.
That's, you know, but we have zero process other than that, right? I mean,
yeah, it's however inspiration strikes.
it's rarely a concept, but we've done it. You know, Common Ground was a concept.
Yep.
Where Were You had
was a
some concept.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it. Usually it's not.
Yeah.
It's usually like a piece of music that inspires a vocal melody, which inspires the lyrics.
Yeah.
That seems to be the norm.
Yeah.
Oh, so beautiful. If there's one last piece of advice for people that are musicians, you know, wanting to continue, but maybe also want to give up because they're feeling frustrated, what would be your advice for them to pursue?
What we like to tell people, have a backup plan. You know, I say this, we did not, but well, we kind of, I mean, I went to graphic design school. I was able to do something else because you don't ever want to make decisions out of desperation.
True.
You know, like when that person comes and says, it's going to be so much exposure, and you can tell them, you know what? No, thank you. Thanks, but no thanks, because you're not desperate. So you want to take that out of the equation. But otherwise, just go for it and play live shows, because you're never going to get better sitting in your room you know, and even like all the TikTok and all that. I mean, we did those online concerts during COVID, and we'll go live every now and then. I mean, there's something fun about that, but you're not going to improve without that raw emotional feedback, you know, where you're like, oh, I've got these people now. Like we played this one place. It's got an amazing stage, concert sound, and it's in a restaurant. And you literally have like, I'm thinking of the one in St. Augustine, and it's got booths where people are sitting. So half the people are facing away from you.
Oh, wow.
But we look at that and go, okay, watch this. And we did the a cappella intro, and all of a sudden everybody got out and got in the other side. And they're all like crammed in to see us. You don't get that idea of like, I've got to draw you in. I'm fishing for people and I'm going to force you to pay attention to me. You only learn that at really crappy shows, or, you know, where you're like maybe booked in the wrong place and no one wants to listen, or they don't want to give you a chance because you're a female vocalist. We've seen it all. And you look at that as an opportunity to get better. And that's what I'll tell people, is just keep playing those shows, especially the ones where you're like, it's going to be a shitty show. Those are the ones where you grow the most.
That's, you learn the most in those.
I mean,
shows.
all of those shows are what got me to be Arena Heather.
That's
and
right.
I was able to do the arena shows because I had played all those really what looked like a terrible show, but we turned it into something awesome. You know, and I mean, we've seen, you know, the biggest of the big play, you know, like with Seal the night I got up on stage for the first time. And it was an interesting private event that could have been awkward, but it was beautiful. And it all depends on the people on the stage. You know, you're dictating how this night's going to go. And you learn that by playing live shows. That's my advice.
Yep. That would be mine too. I mean, I don't know how else, there's careers that have been made, for folks that don't tour, but I don't know how the hell they do that. I mean, we make our money on the road.
Yeah.
And that feeds our soul anyway. Like when you can connect with a whole room of people, and that's where it's at for us. So yeah, I think live show that's the most important for me.
Yeah,
I think as well. I would also encourage people to learn a little bit about every facet of this business if you can.
Yeah,
it's good to have a working knowledge of every little facet. That way you can never be taken advantage of, right? If you know that business, and plus you're probably gonna have to do a lot of it yourself anyway, for at least in the beginning. So
well, and it also gives you a nice perspective for when you are bigger. Like, we sell our own merch. We could probably afford to bring someone out, but honestly, people want to buy from me, and I look forward to that moment, and meeting the people. That's the payoff, And we're at a big festival, hanging out with the little guy who's doing merch for the other band, and he's busting his butt. And it was like a running joke, because I was like, we were like, hey, who wants to buy his last hat? He's got one hat left, guys. Like, come on, don't make him pack up the one hat. And we were having so much fun because I've been there.
Yeah.
And so even if you've made it, if you know what all these people are doing every day, you can appreciate and show them some respect. You'll get so much more out of that, and they will too.
Yeah.
Makes somebody's day better.
Yeah, exactly.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Plus also when you are like you guys, I feel when I play with bands and interact with people, you want to hang out with people that are nice people.
That's it.
It's just like they're not assholes. They don't have an attitude no matter how big or how small they are. You just treat everyone with respect.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's so simple, actually, Man, so I've seen your schedule. So mid-October, you're going back out. Yeah. I just freaking love it. You're going to go to Florida, right? Like more
that's amazing. All the way across the southern states.
Yeah. Awesome. It's so awesome. Where can people find you, get your music? What is your preferred way for people to get your music, purchase your music online?
The easiest is just to go to our website, dsm.live.
Okay.
And from there, you'll have links to all our socials and all the streaming and, everything from there. But that's the easiest. That'll have everything.
Okay.
dsm.live.
dsm.live it is. Awesome. Yes. So get your new music and look forward to more music videos. You have so much out there. And oh my God, I wish you so much success, and hopefully I'm going to get to see you again sometime.
I know, but likewise, like, you're just as busy, and I love that, being all your stuff. Yeah. It's the best reason to not have time to hang out is when the person that you care about is just killing it as well.
Yeah. It's absolutely. Yes. That's the best. When I'm like, they're just busy touring, doing what they're supposed to be doing. Yes. Because life is too short to not do what you love.
Exactly.
And you are such a perfect example of that. And such an inspiration, and I'm so honored to have had you guys on the show, and maybe
Likewise.
We'll have
Thanks
you again sometime, down the road.
Definitely.
Have fun, and thank you so much, and I will talk
to you
guys very soon.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
See ya.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you are as inspired as I am, and you've taken notes, because wow, what an accomplishment. These two are on fire, and I know that Matt and Heather, this is just a beginning for them, even though they've been at it for quite some time. But as you can see, hard work, perseverance, and of course talent, which they have, will pay off eventually. And they are definitely living the dream. So make sure that you get a hold of them. If you would like to book them for your event or for your house party, go reach out to them. I'm sure they would be interested. And as always, thank you so much for listening. Feel free to share this with whoever would love this and would enjoy this, would get inspired by this, and follow the podcast, comment, like, share. I always appreciate that. And with that said, have an amazing rest of your day, and definitely follow your bliss. And if you're interested in working with me, check out pinkstarmusic.com, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks so much. Speak, break the silence, pray for the broken, peace for the ruthless, darling, deeper find your way back home. Hear the calling, echoing, echoing from within. Bottle of emotions bursting into flames. Hear the calling, echoing, echoing from within. Rise from the ashes, we shall rise again. Stop all the fighting, blood, tears and lies. Love is forgiveness. Free yourself, free yourself, free yourself. Hear the calling, echoing, echoing from within. Bottle of emotions bursting into flames. Hear the calling, echoing, echoing from within. Rise from the ashes, we shall rise again. Hear the calling, echoing, echoing from within. Bottle of emotions bursting into flames. Hear the calling, echoing, echoing from within. Rise from the ashes, we shall rise again. Hear the calling, echoing, echoing from within. Rise from the ashes, we shall rise again. Every end is a new beginning. Hear the calling. Every end is a new beginning. Hear the calling.